Have you noticed that more and more families are living all under one roof these days? Maybe your parents have mentioned moving in, or maybe your adult children are moving back home after college. Maybe you've even caught yourself wondering if your next house needs room for more than just your immediate family. If that's you, you're definitely not alone. In fact, nearly 60 million Americans now live in multi generational households. That's almost one in every five people. And right here in the DFW Metroplex, we're seeing this become more and more common every year. So today we're talking about why multi-generational living, say that 5 times fast, is becoming one of the biggest trends in real estate, who it's affecting, what to look for if you're shopping for a home, and make sure you stay till the end because I have a bonus tip that could actually save you money if you're considering this kind of move. Hello, I'm Stephanie Deeds, broker and owner of Point Realty here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Over the last 14 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes throughout DFW. And one thing I've learned is that people don't move just because they want a different house. They move because their lifestyle changes. Families grow, parents age, kids come home, careers change, and sometimes your home just has to evolve with you. So if you're new here, welcome to South of Cowtown with the Deeds. On this channel, we talk about buying, selling, relocating, and living in the Dallas-Fort Worth area so you can make a confident real estate decision. Now let's jump into why this trend is changing the way families buy homes. One of the biggest reasons we're seeing this happen is something called the sandwich generation. Have you heard that term before? It's referring to adults typically between the ages of about 35 and 55 who are caught right in the middle of raising kids, helping adult children, and at the same time, helping parents who may be starting to need a little bit more support. If you're watching this and thinking, yep, that's my life right now, go ahead and comment sandwich generation below. I'd love to know how many of you are living this every day. The reality is families are balancing more responsibility than ever before, and naturally, that's changing what they need in a home. Now, here's something that surprised even me when I first saw the numbers. Nearly 60 million Americans now live in a multi-generational household. That's almost 18% of our population. 50 years ago, it was only around 7%. Think about how much that's changed. If you feel like more families are living together than ever before, you're not imagining it. It's happening all across the country. And here in North Texas, we're seeing the same thing. In fact, almost 1 out of every 11 family households in Tarrant County is already multi-generational, and Dallas County is even higher. This isn't just a national headline. It's happening in our own neighborhoods. So why now? Honestly, there isn't just one reason. Housing costs have gone up, childcare is expensive, senior care can be incredibly expensive. Adult children are staying home longer while saving for their own homes. Parents are living longer, and many families simply want to spend more time together. Sometimes it's financial, sometimes it's practical, sometimes it's completely emotional. I've had clients tell me, Stephanie, mom doesn't need assisted living. She just needs to be closer to us. Or our son graduated college, but buying a home right now just isn't realistic. We want grandma close enough to see the kids every day. And honestly, I think there's something really special about that. So what does that mean when you're buying a home? Well, buyers today are looking for completely different things than they were 5 or even 10 years ago. Years ago, everyone wanted the biggest kitchen. Now, many families are asking, which part of the house could my parents stay in? Is there enough privacy for multi-generational family? Could my college-age son have his own space? Is there a downstairs bedroom? Could someone avoid the stairs? Those questions come up all the time. If you're shopping for a multi-generational home, there are some things I encourage my clients to think about. First, look at homes with 2 primary suites if possible. You can find this more often than you think. Having 2 private bedroom retreats can make everyone feel much more comfortable. Second, a first floor guest room can also be a game changer. If parents are getting older, eliminating the stairs can make daily life so much easier. Third, think about privacy. Is there a separate living room, a game room, a flex space, maybe even a bedroom tucked away from the rest of the house? Having places where everyone can spread out really makes a difference because let's be honest, even when you love each other, everyone still needs a personal space. Would you agree? Another thing I encourage buyers to think about is the future. Maybe today your parents are completely independent, but what about 5 years from now? Or maybe your kids are young today, but will they still be living home after college? Buying with the next 10 years in mind can save you from moving again much sooner than you'd planned. And here's something else people often overlook: the lot itself. Some buyers are intentionally looking for larger lots because they want the possibility of adding an accessory dwelling unit, or what many people refer to as an ADU, or a guest house, in the future if the local city regulations allow it. Maybe you don't need that today, but having the flexibility later can be incredibly valuable. It's worth thinking about before you buy, for sure. I also want to mention something that's easy to forget. Multi-generational living isn't just about fitting everyone under one roof. It's about supporting one another, sharing responsibilities, helping financially, being available when someone needs you. I've watched families grow closer because of these arrangements. Sure, it requires communication, compromise, it requires planning, but for many families, it ends up being one of the best decisions they've ever made. Now, before we wrap up, here's that bonus tip I promised you. If multi-generational living is something you're even thinking about, don't overlook new construction. Several builders here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area are actually designing floor plans specifically with multi-generational families in mind. We're seeing homes with private guest suites, secondary primary bedrooms, separate living areas, even spaces that almost function like their own apartment within the home. And depending on the builder and the time of year, there may also be incentives available. Things like closing cost assistance, interest rate buydowns, or other savings that can make buying new construction more affordable than people realize. Every builder's incentives are different and they change often, so it's worth having that conversation before you rule it out. And if you've been watching this video and found yourself thinking, maybe we do need a home that works better, not just for our little nucleus, but for our extended family, I would love to help. Whether you're looking at a home with an in-law suite, 2 primary bedrooms, room for aging parents, or simply a house that gives everyone a space they need, let's schedule a buyer strategy session and explore what's possible. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who is part of the sandwich generation. It just might be exactly the conversation they needed to hear. Until next time, I'm Stephanie Deeds at Point Realty, and I look forward to helping you create your next chapter.